Hi everyone, it's Tara. Welcome back to my channel. It has been a long time since I have just filmed a regular old tag video. I feel like I've been focusing so much on the vlogs and that's the only content I'm putting on my channel, so I am back with a more standard not vlog video. So today I'm here with the book snob tag. This is a tag that was created by Tia. I really loved it. To my knowledge, I wasn't tagged by anybody, but I could be wrong. I've been behind on watching YouTube. So if you did tag me, I'm really sorry that I'm not recognizing that right now. So yeah, let's just hop right into it. Question 1 is adaptation snob. Do you always read the book before you see the movie? No. I tend to prefer to watch the movie adaptation first because I feel like the movies always leave something out, and I'd rather not know that something was left out when I'm watching the movie than be disappointed by the movie, or something changes between the book and the movie and I want to enjoy the movie for what it is and not critique it compared to the book. So I tend to actually watch the movies first. Not 100% of the time, but that tends to be my preference. If I know that there is a book to movie adaptation, I would actually prefer to watch the movie first. Question 2, format snob. You can only choose one format in which to read books. Which do you choose? I choose physical 100%, not even a doubt in my mind. I've never read an ebook. I've never really wanted to read an ebook, so that's out of the picture. I am just starting to get into audiobooks and it's been a long process. I can listen to audiobooks if I've read the book before or I'm familiar with the story, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. I've actually been listening to Daisy Jones and the Six on audio while I'm at work because I've already read the physical copy. So maybe one day I would choose audio, but right now it's definitely physical. Question 3 is ship snob. Would you date or marry a non-reader? Yes, I would, because I did. The first 5 years of our relationship, I think I saw him read. He reread Harry Potter, the complete series, and I think read maybe one other book the first 5 years that I knew him. Didn't care about reading at all. Then sometime last year, I don't remember exactly the timing of it, he read The Name of the Wind because one of our friends recommended it to him. So he read the King Killer Chronicles series summer, maybe early fall last year. Then he didn't really read much else. I think he read maybe some Joe Abercrombie books at the recommendation of that same friend, but he didn't really dive into reading at the rate that he is currently reading until early this year. He would overhear me watching booktube videos on the TV, and Murphy Napier, I'm sure you know her channel. If you don't, I'll leave it linked down below. She would talk about the same couple fantasy books in a few different videos, The Lies of Locke Lamora and An Unkindness of Magicians. They sounded interesting to him, so he purchased them, and then basically ever since then he's just been reading. But this is all within the past year that he has really decided to be a reader, and I know that as quickly as he started reading, he can flip a switch and be done reading and just completely be uninterested in it. So I'm just going to ride this John reading train as long as it will let me, and hopefully it lasts a lifetime. But if it doesn't, I still love him, and I married him despite his lack of love for reading, and his newfound love for reading is just an added bonus. Number 4 is genre snob. You have to ditch one genre. Which do you ditch? I would probably ditch sci-fi. I don't read a lot of sci-fi. I wouldn't feel that I was missing out on anything. I've read a couple sci-fi books. They're not horrible. It's just not a genre that I go to. If I have to choose a genre that I kind of actually read every once in a while, I would choose romance, because I've found that I don't really like the smut that tends to be prevalent in romance books. I don't mind a little bit, a few sex scenes here and there, but I don't like when the entire book is smut and sex, and that's what I have to read about. So either sci-fi or romance. Question 5 is uber genre snob. If you could only read one genre for the rest of your life, which would you choose? I would choose historical fiction. And the reason I would choose historical fiction is because all of the things that I like in other type of books can be found in historical fiction. So you can have a mystery aspect in historical fiction. You can have, you know, a story that follows a family or an event or something that could or has actually happened in real life. You can read about in historical fiction. So I think I would be satisfied if I only had to read historical fiction for the rest of my life. And I mean, how far back do you have to go in time before it starts counting as historical fiction? I mean, that's an ever-moving line, right? So in 20 years, can I read about today's time and consider that historical fiction? I think so, maybe. I don't know. Number 6 is community snob. Which genre do you think receives the most snobbery from the bookish community? I know that this isn't a genre, it's more like a category of books. I think YA gets a lot of snobbery because people like to tell people that they shouldn't be reading YA because they aren't young adults, they're adults. That's the answer that came to my mind right away, but I know that YA is not a genre. Number 7 is snobbery recipient. Have you ever been snubbed for something that you have been reading or for reading in general? I've never been snubbed for reading in general. I was lucky to grow up in a family that is full of readers. A lot of my friends growing up enjoyed reading. A lot of my friends now enjoy reading. So to my knowledge, other than being called like a bookworm or a nerd, which I was a nerd for all sorts of reasons, not just reading, but I don't really care about being called a nerd. But for something I've been reading, I've never been snubbed or like made fun of or whatever for something I've been actively reading, but John gives me a hard time about the fact that I like The Hunger Games because he thinks that The Hunger Games is just a ripoff of Battle Royale. I think that's the book or the movie or whatever. That's the best I can think of being snubbed for reading, because I don't tend to surround myself with people that would make fun of me for that. I feel very blessed and lucky that a lot of people in my life, most people in my life, are readers. So I know that that's not the case for everyone, so I'm very lucky to have that be my situation. So that is the book snob tag created by Tia. I will leave a link to her original video down below. If you do this tag, let me know so that I can watch your video. I'm very interested in other people's answers to these questions. I need to just search the tag and watch other people's videos. I've watched a few, don't get me wrong, but I would be interested to see what other people have to say about some of these answers. So let me know if you do this tag and I will certainly check your video out. Yeah, until next time, happy reading. Bye.